So, a little bit of confusion about why I'm in the hospital this time. I know that for the past few days, or at least, I've been talking about the precautions that we've been taking as preventative measures, and it seems that they're not all preventative measures. At this point, the one of the doctors is highly concerned about my condition and is fearful of putting me back on chemotherapy, while my head oncologist is less fear averse or less risk averse and thinks that with a few minor adjustments that I can resume therapy. Now, in both cases, they both don't think it should be right now, which means that I really need to focus on improving my liver by dieting. Well, less so dieting, but eating more. I think the biggest problem at this point right now is eating more. The it's been difficult with the loss of appetite, with the transition from targeted therapy to the chemotherapy. And as I've talked about in the past, they kind of overlap in their efficacy, meaning that it could be like 4 to 6 to 9 months. And at this point, we've kind of layered 3 treatments on top of each other. So, it's kind of just time to give my body a break, time to give some of the doctors a bit of peace of mind that continuing on with treatment won't actually harm me more than it will hurt me, and at the same time to stay optimistic in that this will too pass. I've talked about it several times, several videos, and I choose joy. I might not have for the past few days just because it's been extremely difficult to maintain that level of enthusiasm as I'm going through all of this side effects. But I reference it a lot with Paul being grateful while being imprisoned, being able to be prayerful and grateful in an inferno, being able to be in a lion's den and not be scared. And that is what I strive and aspire to be. I will choose joy. I will fight. I will continue to until I can't. And I will rise above my circumstances, which is of these pains and suffering, because at the end of the day, we all do suffer for Christ, and we should suffer for Christ in that we want to be able to be a living example of the death and resurrection. But we also must choose joy to sustain us to be able to bring us through to the other side and to be a living testament for God's will. In terms of how I'm doing in the hospital, I'm taking a lot of pain meds, which is not helping, and I think we've made a decision to reduce, which should help. How much it'll help, I don't know, but I need to be coherent and building my strength so that I can resume the chemotherapy treatment. We will be having blood tests again soon, and these blood tests, although not truly indicative, they will give us some indicator of whether or not we're trending in the right direction. As far as next steps, it's all dependent on the liver. If my liver gets stronger, then we can continue resuming treatment. If my liver does not get stronger, then we continue to wait. I honestly can't predict the outcome. I wish I could. If I could, I would tell you. But the doctors are just telling me almost on a need-to-know basis on what I need to know, because it's the holiday season. They don't want to get me down, and they want me to be as positive as I can as I'm battling this disease. And you know, from an oncologist or a doctor's perspective, I can see why that would supersede most other things. So I am still fighting hard every day, and I'm still choosing joy. And you know, thank you very much for all the comments and words of encouragement. It means more than you know. And I welcome all the new people to the fight community. I'm very glad you're here. We're all very glad you're here. And we'll talk to y'all later. Thank you very much for listening. Oh, sorry. If this video has touched you in any way, or has helped you or benefited you in any way, please like, subscribe, or continue to help support the channel. Thank you very much for listening. Talk to y'all later. Bye.